Is this a dagger which I see before me, the handle toward my hand? Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not, and yet I see thee still. Art thou not, fatal vision, sensible to feeling as to sight? Or art thou but a dagger of the mind, a false creation proceeding from the heat oppressed brain? I see thee yet, in form as palpable as this which now I draw. Thou marshalest me the way that I was going, and such an instrument I was to use. Mine eyes are made the fools of all the other senses, or else worth all the rest. I see thee still, and on thy blade and dudgeon gouts of blood, which was not so before. There's no such thing. It is the bloody business which informs thus to mine eyes. Now, o'er the one half world, nature seems dead, and wicked dreams abuse the curtained sleep. Witchcraft celebrates pale Hecate's offerings, and withered murder, alarmed by his sentinel, the wolf, whose howls his watch, thus with his stealthy pace, with Tarquin's ravishing strides, towards his design moves like a ghost. Thou sure and firm set earth, hear not my steps, which way they walk. For fear the very stones pray to my whereabout, and take the present horror from the time which now suits with it. Whilst I threat, he lives. Words to the heat of deeds too cold breath gives. I go, and it is done. The bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan, for it is a knell that summons thee to heaven or to hell. In these first few lines, Macbeth is talking to himself and to the dagger that he thinks he sees. When he says you or thee, he's talking to the dagger here. Let me grab you. I can't catch a hold of you, even though I see you there. And then he asks the dagger, are you not able to be touched? I can see you, but are you the kind of thing that can't be touched? Or are you not real at all? Are you some imagination from my sick brain? And he's still talking to the dagger here. I still see you, and you look as touchable as, and many times the actor will draw a knife or a dagger at this point on stage and have one in one hand and look at it, and then look at his empty hand and maybe grab at the empty air a couple times too. And he's still calling the dagger you. You are aiming me or directing me like a marshal orders soldiers to go to Duncan's room where I was going. And you are the kind of weapon that I was planning to use. And he again doubts himself. Either my eyes are making some mistake, or else all the rest of my senses are failing. If the dagger is really there, then my hand is failing to touch it. If the dagger is not really there, then my eyes are making a mistake to imagine seeing something that's not really there. But you are still there. And now there are drops of blood on your blade and your handguard. And I didn't see that blood before. Now he's talking to himself. There's nothing there. It's just my mind on murder, which makes me see things. And then he switches topics for a while, talks about night. And those of you who are interested in astronomy might wonder how much someone in Macbeth's time would know about the sun shining on the earth, and that about half of the world at any moment is illuminated and about half in darkness. But that's what he means by nature seems dead. Half the world is dark, and in the dark half of the world, it's quiet. A lot of animals are asleep. And it might seem as if nature is dead. The sun is gone. Many of the humans are asleep, and that is the time when nightmares happen. And witchcraft, you probably recognize. Hecate or Hecate, you can hear pronounced both ways. You can look up and see a variety of definitions and aspects of the definition. We can think of it as Queen of the Witches. Tarquin is, from long ago literature, a rapist. So Macbeth is saying, in the night, nature seems dead. The sun is gone. The world is quiet. Many of us are lying down almost as if we were not moving anymore. The bad things happen in the dark. The scary things happen. That's when the witches come around, and that's when murder happens as well. And that's when nighttime predators hunt. And this long sentence here jams all of these ideas together. So now during the nighttime, when nightmares happen and witches are out there doing their things, murder as well is being alarmed by murder's guard, the wolf, the nighttime predators. And the nighttime predators, with their sneaky walking, like the sneaky rapist sneaking up on some innocent person, is out there as well. So this is what goes on at night. And what's happening in the play while Macbeth says this, he is sneaking up on someone who's asleep to kill him. So kind of a perhaps odd juxtaposition of ideas here. He's talking to the knife, and he's kind of worried and doubting himself. And a lot of times the expression on the actor is rather concerned and worried. But then this speech here seems pretty tough. That's the way things happen at night. Murder is out there sneaking around, and he doesn't say me too, but that's what's happening. And then he's done talking to the knife. He now talks to the earth, and he says, you earth, don't hear my steps, and don't echo my footsteps, because not that Duncan might hear me coming and run away, but again, he kind of juxtaposes these two ideas of being in doubt of what he's doing. And quite confident that this is the time to kill. So right here, you earth, and it's an order, hear not my steps. But then, for fear that, not that my prey hears me, but that I might lose my nerve. While I'm standing here talking and worrying, the king is alive. Time to do something, not time to talk. And that's what he says. And he doesn't leave this scene worrying about things. He leaves this scene in confidence. I go and it is done. Duncan, you are leaving this earth. Whether you're going to heaven or hell, that is a different story, but it is done. I've made up my mind.